It is another exciting episode of Adventure Zambia, and today we decided to bring you away from the town center of Livingstone. It is approximately 13 kilometers from Livingstone town to here, and this is a place called Mukuni Big Five, and it is a famous place. Obviously you have an idea what activities we are going to take as our adventure for this episode. So my name is Naomi Smau, and of course I love adventure. I love having that adrenaline experience each and every time. So for today we decided to bring you all the way from Livingstone Town Center to here because we love adventure, and I know you love adventure too. And yes, we are here, the famous Mukuni Big Five, where a lot of things happen. People walk with the lions and other animals. So before I take you inside, I need to talk to the marketing manager and the site manager. So let me look around, maybe there. Okay, I happen to see Mr. Paul right here. Paul, welcome to Adventure Zambia.
Thank you. Welcome to Mukuni Big Five.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to come here. And finding you here is what makes me more excited.
Yeah, Nicholas Zulu, our expert site manager, he's the one who's in charge of all the animals, the training, anything to do with animals. So I dare you to come here and challenge him. There is nothing he does not know about these animals. Anyone out there, this is your man.
Adventure is all about taking risks, though enjoying every moment. So how do you find it dealing with animals? Isn't it scary now that you deal with the animals that seem to be vicious? Let's talk about the lion, for example.
I find it very easy. Sometimes people don't know how these two words come along. There's fear and respect. There are two words that are mistaken a lot when it comes to dealing with the dangerous animals like lions. Sometimes you may be having respect for the lion, and not knowing, you may say it's fear that you have. So all in all, what is important is to have just a little courage and confidence, and then everything goes on smooth. Otherwise, if you don't have little confidence, then it's not easy to deal with these animals.
I mean, just to come in, I think what Nicholas is also saying is, I think when they'll understand this concept better when you actually interact with the lions.
I'm actually
fear.
Scared already.
No,
I love adventure, but
the respect that you have
No.
because of knowing what the lion is capable of doing.
Enjoy the thrill, you're watching Adventure Zambia.
okay, now we are entering the reception. This is the Big Five reception, Mukuni Big Five reception, and that's the adventure we are going to take. I'm going to take a walk with a cheetah, a lion, and I'm enjoying myself just like that. Nicholas, nice to meet you once again.
Pleasure is mine.
I must believe this is the place where you give the safety talk from? Okay.
Here. Then we walk down that side, that's where the lions are.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what you are seeing over there, it's just the upstream of the Zambezi River.
Wow.
Sure.
What a beautiful scenery it is. Okay, so how many kilometers are the lions away from you? Or should I say meters?
Just meters. The lions, by the way, we have 24 lions. The oldest lions are 15 years old, and we have two cubs that happen to be the youngest. They are just 3 months old.
Okay.
So we have lions of different sizes, like I said, which are not kept in the same cage. We keep them in different cages according to their age groups. And that's right. And the reason why we keep them in separate cages, we avoid them fighting, especially when feeding. Lions are animals that have a hierarchy, and when it comes to feeding, they feed according to the hierarchy. The most powerful and dominant ones are the ones that eat first. Today we want you to conquer your fear. So we are going to select lions that are at least 2.5 years old. They look bigger in terms of body size, but they are still young, below 3 years old. The reason is for you to just conquer the fear that you have. So for you to conquer your fear, you just need that little confidence and courage. Then everything will go on smooth. So you will be a conqueror by the end of this trip.
Okay, let's see how that will go.
Enjoy the thrill. You're watching Adventure Zambia.
As you'll be waiting for your time to take your walk with the desired animal that you want, there is a curio shop here. Wow, amazing. This is nice. I always tell you that with Adventure Zambia, we walk the talk. We introduce you into another world. So away from the hard issues, toughest issues out there, we refresh your moment. So as you can see, we have beautiful curios here. Look at this. Wow, this is beautiful. And now I can just talk about the curios right here, but I have a pretty lady with me. So she's going to also share her story with us, because she's been here and a lot of tourists come here. Adventure lovers come here. So as they do their adventure activities, they also get some curios here. Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you? My name is Audrey Timbo. That's my name. I'm the best sales lady here in the shop. I love being in the bush, interacting with different people. I've interacted with different type of races from different parts of the world. So to me, it's something which has taught me something. I've learned something. By being in the shop as well, I've learned a lot of things which I never knew before. Yeah. So coming to our things in here, we make things as these earrings. We make them on our own. Yeah. Just get the materials, the chitenge materials, and make our earrings. We use the bones to make up our earrings as well. This is maracada as you know it. Then in the village, we use them to make these ones. These are done from our village, the Mukuni village. Okay. Even a child can make up this. It's not difficult to make. That's a bracelet which cannot even give you pleasure on your hand. Yes. And these you're seeing here, these are the bones. You know, people are there killing our animals out there. They take whatever they want, but we end up picking up bones and making up, this is an opener with a screw on it.
Wow. So what type of an animal bone is this?
This is a hippo bone. So we've got different bones, yeah.
Wow.
This is a hippo bone, and this is a buffalo bone.
You interact with people, you get stress relief, and you widen your network. So let's get to our activity. I don't know what type of an animal I'm going to start with, but I'm ready and I'm so excited.
Walking into the bush is exciting, though being very alert, inquisitive, anxious to spot the lionesses first. Exciting adventure it is just from the word go. 2 minutes into the bush, a lion's roar from a cage ignited my adrenaline. Oh, it took over me. I wondered how fast I can run and navigate through this thick bush, or even climb a nearby tree. It's in the hot season, summertime. The trees and the grass are all dry, making it hard for me to spot the lionesses. The color of their complexion just blended well with this dry nature appearance.
So we are already in the bush, in the territory of the lions. And if you can look closely behind my backside, you will be able to see the lionesses that I'm going to be touching and walking with.
So once more, you are welcome to the Pride of Lions, and like I promised earlier, that I'm not going to be alone. I'll be with the other guides that will be there to provide security, making sure you are safe and you enjoy the experience to the fullest. So over there you're meeting Peter, Lunda, Andrew and Boniface. So these are your lifesavers for now. And with the lions, you can see there are 3 of them, lionesses, and each one of them has a name. Names that are given to them are just for us humans to identify them as to which one is which. Otherwise, lions do not respond to their names, owing to the fact that their attention span is very short, so they easily forget. So from the left to the right, we have the lioness called Lita, and next to Lita is Sabina, and on the far right it's Myra. So Sabina and Myra are siblings, born from the same mother and from the same litter. Then litter is born from a different one. So because lions are social animals, they always want to be together. This is why we have found them together, though they are born from different parents. All right, and we shall be interacting with them. But remember, I said when approaching them, you have to be talking, and approach should be from the back.
The back.
Yes, so I'm going to give you a quick practical demonstration so that you can have a clear picture on what to do and what not to do. That's right. So approach, you avoid approaching them from the front. So you have to walk around. As you walk around, you need to be talking. Talking can be in any language. Then as you get behind them, you need to quickly lower your height by squatting. So you squat like this. If you feel like you'll be shaking, it's okay to put a knee down so that you avoid shaking. Put the stick down, and then you touch the lions like this. Firm and gentle. Don't touch lightly. When you give them a light touch, they think it's an insect moving on their skin, and that bothers them a lot. They might want to check, or they might flip their tails to chase the flies. So to avoid that, your touch has to be firm and gentle. You can even tap on them like this to spank. Let them feel your presence. Just remember not to touch their heads. Lions are dominant cats, and their dominance is just based on the head. So avoid touching the head. On the paws, that's a very sensitive area. It's ticklish, so don't touch the paws. You might tickle them. And when they are lying down like this, you do not touch their tails. You only touch the lion's tail when the lion is standing or when it's walking, because that's the time they are known to play with each other's tails, when they are standing or walking. They do have a tendency of trying to check the person that is behind. When the lion turns its head around to check on you, don't panic, don't scream. Remember, there will be a stick next to you, so just pick up the stick, hold the stick at the end, and forward the other tip of the stick to the lion's mouth, like this. If interested, the lion will start playing with the stick. So the stick is basically an extension of your hand. If it wants to bite, let it bite the stick, not your hand. If not interested, like they seem to be not interested now, you just with the cross of the stick, put it back, and continue touching. When they want to change their positions, sometimes they spin, they roll over, or they simply stand up. In that case, you'll be required to pick up your stick, stand up without panicking, and just make 2 or 3 steps backwards like this. Then you stop. You just give the lions enough room to do whatever they want to do. Once they are done doing whatever they'll be doing, if you feel like touching them again, you can reapproach. If you think you are done, if you fail to conquer your fear, you just walk away like this. And remember to walk away from the front paws, and by so doing you'll be safe. So that is how simple it is to interact with the big cats, the lions. So we throw the ball in your court now.
Haha, wow, okay. Kneeling right behind the lionesses, the adrenaline took center stage once again. Wow. Hey, I hope you know what I mean. My first glance at the lionesses, and I mean seeing them live, in real life. Believe it or not, but that's a true story. I've never had a close-up encounter with the lionesses. From my childhood up until now, only had fairy tales from my late grandmothers. Watched on television documentaries. And just saw them on papers, pictures, books, printed. Even though I lacked exposure, in this light, it worked so well to my advantage. I enjoyed every bit of it though. I don't know about you out there. While touching the lionesses, imaginations took me into my memory lane, back to my Sunday school days. The lion's den story became a reality in its own way, and time was moving so fast. It was time for Madame Ramona And she was brave enough to call out the lionesses by their names. But wait, let's see for how long will she be brave like that.
Hello, hello.
It is very sunny and extremely hot, making it unfavorable for the lionesses. They look so inactive, thirsty, and obviously hungry. Ish. I feel so bad already. But what do we do? Okay, let me try if they'll be able to take a walk with me. Wow, and there we go. The ground is extremely hot, and with the hot temperature, it makes them feel bad. They get paint. They easily get paint. So at some points, you are able to see them moving away from the gravel road, looking for grass, dry grass to step on where the temperature is not so hot, just to avoid the heat from burning them. I had to follow them at some points. I'm enjoying touching their tails. They feel so soft, smooth, and so nice.
It is quite hot. Yeah. No, they would rather like move where I said.
At first I was a little bit shaky, scared. My fears were high, but after being given the tips, I followed what I was being told. So I got a stick, I moved around the lionesses, I tried to kneel down. I got scared, but I did it. That's what adventure is all about. So I decided to take you into another world of working with the lionesses. So I achieved what I wanted. I've worked with the lionesses. So next, right after this, we are going to have an interaction with the cheetahs. So let's just go and see how they look like. For those of you who've never seen, who've never had a close-up of a cheetah, just watch, sit down, relax, and watch as I interact with these animals. And this is what we call adventure. We don't just talk, we do the talking and the action. How old is this cheetah?
Okay, so this cheetah is 8 years old, and we are still interacting with it. Like I mentioned earlier, we stop interactions with our animals once they become 3 years old. But this one specifically, we've continued to interact with it because we use it as an ambassador cheetah for educational purposes. So we allow school-going children to come and have some lessons, interact with this cheetah as well. It is a cheetah that is representing all the cheetahs out there. As I mentioned earlier, the population of cheetahs is very small. So we need to sensitize the society on the importance of having them, especially in our country, Zambia, because this also can be a source of income. It attracts a lot of tourists from all over the world to come and experience what we experience here in Zambia. So that is about this cheetah.
Okay, so the approach still remains the same?
Approach still remains the same. You approach big cats from the back, like I said earlier. Avoid the sharp side of the cat, which is the front side. So you shall be approaching from the back. And as you get behind, you squat to make the cheetah feel comfortable. You know, dominance lies in the height. The taller you are, the more dominant you become to an animal. Okay. So to make the animal feel comfortable with you around, you have to lower your height, put yourself at its level, then everything goes on smooth. But there is one particular thing with this cheetah. It's a female cheetah, and sometimes it minds high-pitched voices, and usually ladies have high-pitched voices. So as you'll be interacting with this cheetah, don't talk when you are too close to its ears, because that might make the cheetah think like you are very excited, you want to play with it, and if it plays with you, it will play with you in the way cats play with each other. They smack each other, they nibble, and we don't want that to happen to us. In as much as it is so interesting to interact with them, there are certain things that we avoid. We observe our boundaries.
So as I'll be interacting with another cheetah, which part of its body is the most sensitive before it jumps on you?
The most sensitive part of its body are inside the ears. So you can touch the outer part of the ear, but not the inner part of the ear, because it depends on its sense of hearing for its survival, of course, alongside other senses like the sense of sight and smell. So don't put your fingers inside the ears, and like any other cat, don't touch the paws. It's ticklish. But you can touch the rest of the body. You can touch the chin, around the neck, the whole back, the belly, up to the tail. You can play with the tail, whether the cheetah is sleeping, standing, sitting, or walking.
It's now time for the cheetah. My main focus at this moment is to make the cheetah produce a growling sound. Just for my safety purposes. Earlier I was given a tip-off. I was told when it gives you that sound, a growling sound, then it is all relaxed. Here, it is a short interaction altogether with this cute looking big cat. Unfortunately, it keeps getting hot, making the cheetah restless. And I have to escort it to its resting place. Oh wow, look at this. I love this cat. Look at the spots. Wow, it's also quite soft, especially the tail. It's so cute. And the fact that you can even play with it starting from its head, going down, is so nice. What a fulfilled adventure trip.
Okay, we have escorted our cheetah from the place where we were interacting with it from to its enclosure where it's going to be resting from. So at this point, I'm sure you've enjoyed the entire production, from the walk with the lionesses to the interaction with the cheetah, and now we have just brought it to its resting place. And at this point, I must say I'm so happy I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. It's turning left, right and center, but toward himself, so don't be afraid because I'm well protected. And at this point I have to say goodbye because we have a lot in stock. Thank you so much. Till next time, enjoy watching the rest of the MBC production.